Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Mike Tomlin stands by play calling in Steelers' loss. The Pittsburgh Steelers gained just 259 yards, hit the end zone just one time in their Week 11 loss to the Cleveland Browns on the road. The defense played well, holding Browns rookie quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson and company to just 13 points, but the offense was strangled by the elite Cleveland defense. Despite that, head coach Mike Tomlin stood by the play selection on offense when asked if he felt they could have gotten Jaylen Warren, who ran for 129 yards and a touchdown on just 9 carries. "I don't," Tomlin said when asked if he thought they should have gotten Warren the ball more. "When you're unsuccessful, you can look back and make a lot of those types of judgments. We just don't live like that. We don't live in our fears, we don't second guess, man. We live, and so I stand by whatever decisions or play selections or ball distributions we had today." Warren touched the ball 12 times in all and gained an average of 12.1 yards on those dozen touches, none of which came in the 2-minute drill the Steelers could have used to cut into the deficit before halftime. Tomlin said he didn't take issue with how the Steelers utilized their explosive tailback, particularly late in the first half. Pittsburgh held the ball and won last timeout with 1:42 left on the clock and opted to pass on 3 straight plays instead of giving Warren the chance to break something loose. "When you're unsuccessful, there's a lot of latitude in terms of judgment, play selection, etc., Tomlin said. "We stand by what we did." Report, LB Miles Jack expected to visit Steelers this week, likely to sign with team. While it's not clear what changes could be in store for the Pittsburgh Steelers following their 13-10 loss to the Cleveland Browns Sunday, it's plausible the team adds a familiar face to the inside linebacker room. Unretired LB Miles Jack is expected to visit the team sometime this week with the likelihood of him signing, according to this report that Josina Anderson sent out late Sunday night. Over the weekend, a report indicated the Steelers had interest in Jack, released off the Philadelphia Eagles reserve/retired list on Thursday. The Eagles' news was notable for 2 reasons. 1, for releasing Jack, and 2, the team also released OT Bernard Williams, who hadn't played for the team since the 1990s. Jack, still just 28, signed a 2-year deal with the team last season. He appeared in 15 games for the Steelers, starting 13, and recorded 104 tackles with 3 pass deflections. Injuries hampered the latter half of his season and he struggled to move in space, severely losing playing time by season's end. Released in the offseason, he latched on with the Philadelphia Eagles in training camp before retiring. While a free agent in the offseason, Jack said he considered becoming an electrician or plumber. After retiring in the summer, he and his mother became majority owners of the ECHL Allen Americans. Since Week 9, the Steelers have lost 2 of their top inside linebackers. Cole Holcomb suffered a season-ending knee injury against the Tennessee Titans, while Quan Alexander tore his Achilles in Week 10. Former Atlanta Falcons LB Michael Walker started and played heavy snaps in Sunday's loss to the Browns, recording 2 tackles. Elandon Roberts led the way with 15 tackles, the most by a Steeler since 2016. Mark Robinson had a reduced role and logged just 1 tackle. Presumably, Jack would sign to the Steelers and #8217 practice squad while he gets conditioned and up to speed. The team could then elevate him up to 3 times without using up a spot on its 53-man roster. A second-round pick of the Jacksonville Jaguars in 2016, Jack has appeared in 103 career games, starting 95 of them. He has 617 tackles, 22 for a loss, with 6.5 sacks and 3 interceptions. Ex-Steelers RB Le'Veon Bell claims return coming soon. Former Pittsburgh Steelers running back Le'Veon Bell is ready to make his comeback to professional football soon, he said on Twitter. The former Steelers star retweeted some of his old highlights and claims that he is still unstoppable. Bell believes that he's still got what it takes to contribute to an NFL team and went on to hint that his return to the league will come sooner rather than later. Bell hasn't played in an NFL game since 2021 but has continued to train and stay ready for the next time an opportunity comes his way. In 62 appearances, all starts, for the Steelers from 2013 to 2017, Bell accounted for 7,996 total yards and 42 total touchdowns on just 1,541 touches, an average of 5.2 yards per touch. The Steelers are set at running back currently with the dangerous duo of Najee Harris and Jaylen Warren picking up steam and Anthony McFarland having returned from injured reserve. But Bell feels confident he will have a new home somewhere in the NFL sometime in the near future. Make sure you bookmark all Steelers for the latest news, exclusive interviews, film breakdowns, and so much more. Running back Le'Veon Bell confessed, in an interview with the Steel Here podcast, this Friday, 26, that he regrets leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2019. "Yes, I was a little stingy for a little more time. Guarantees," stated the player. "I keep thinking, could I have accepted their proposal? Yes, I probably could." Bell was selected by the Steelers in the second round of the 2013 draft and became one of the team's main offensive weapons. He was part of Pittsburgh's 3Bs along with quarterback Big Ben Roethlisberger and wide receiver Antonio Brown. Some analysts transformed the trio into a quartet by including kicker Chris Boswell. With a dominant offense and defense, the Steelers were a force within the AFC North. And Bell continued to break franchise and NFL records. He is, to date, the first player to rush for 150 yards in his first 2 playoff games. Despite his good performance, Bell's rookie contract was nearing the end and the two parties were unable to reach an agreement. He played 2017 when he led the NFL in carries under the franchise tag. But he refused to play 2018 the same way. "We kept going back and forth on the agreement," recalled the player. "It was the question of guaranteed years. They weren't giving in and neither was I. I didn't want to leave Pittsburgh. That's where I was, it was the team that selected me in the draft. I was the guy there." In 2019, Bell signed a 4-year, $52.5 million contract with the New York Jets, becoming the second highest paid running back in the league at the time. But his performance was never the same. The following year, he was cut from Gang Green, who was not even able to find a trade opportunity. Bell remained on the market and played for the Kansas City Chiefs, Baltimore Ravens, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers without the shine of his time with the Steelers. He is currently in free agency. And he would be willing to return to the franchise that drafted him to retire in the NFL. "I never officially retired. When I retire, it will be in Pittsburgh. I'm trying to retire there. I don't even think about playing, it just has to be in Pittsburgh. That's where I'm going to retire. I've played for other franchises, but none of them are Pittsburgh." And you fan, what do you think of the Le'Veon Bell situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.